Hey guys, it's Caleb from Classy Chassis Detailing, and today I am going to be testing out the Griots Garage Complete Compound. I just got this hood from somebody for cheap. It looks like it has hail damage done to it, and I thought that I could clean it up using this before I do my tests. So as you can see here, this is my test panel that I'm going to be using the compound on, and you can see I used a piece of tape to split it 50-50 so you could see the before side and then the done side whenever I'm finished. You'll notice, I don't know if it'll pick up in the camera, but you'll notice that there's tons of little dots. Those are from the hail damage, at least it's what I'm assuming was the problem, because there's also bigger dents, so I'm guessing it was hail. But those little tiny specks, I won't be able to get them out with the compound, so I'm not really expecting to. But there's tons and tons of micro scratches that you could see is probably from improper car washing and just everyday scratches. So yeah, I'm hoping to get at least 90% of them out with this one-step compound. So yeah, we'll get right into it. So as you can see, the directions are to shake well. For best results, work in the shade on a cool surface. We're inside and the surface is cool. It says by hand or machine. I'm going to be using the Griots Garage G9 random orbital polisher, so we'll be using machine. It says evenly apply a product to an applicator pad or the orbital pad. I'm using a Maroon pad. I will put all the links in the description of what pads I'm using and the machine and all that. And it says using moderate pressure, work product onto your painted surface, working one section at a time in a crosshatch pattern. Wipe off with a clean microfiber cloth before product dries. So it's pretty simple, and it's just like every other. How many dots to use? I typically just put about 5 or 4 dime-sized dots. And then obviously I do that. And I have actually never used this pad. This is kind of a review on this pad as well, so we'll see how it goes. If it goes south, then I'll just use one of my original pads that I always use. So it says to apply it evenly to the surface in a crisscross pattern. So you want to spread it out obviously first. And I always start with the polisher on a low speed, like 1, to spread it all out. That way you're not starting at like a 5 or a 6 and it's flinging the product everywhere. So yeah, it's going to get loud here, so we'll probably just zoom this part up. So yeah. So now that the product is all evenly spread out, I'm going to turn up the speed to about 5. You could do between 5 and 6 again. The directions don't like say what RPMs to take it to, so I just say about 5 or 6, because typically to remove the deeper scratches you want to use a higher speed to get the heat up, and then that's what wears away the clear coat. So yeah, we'll get started. And you want to move slow and in a crisscross pattern because you need to get those scratches out, so you want to work slow. So now that the product is all evenly spread out and you can see that there's very little residue left over from it, that's how you know that you actually used most of the product. So you never want to be done polishing it or compounding it and seeing like a ton of white residue from it. That means that you really didn't use all of your product. And if that's the case, then you typically want to use it in a bigger section, or you just use too much product. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So I am going to grab microfiber towel. These will also be in the description. They're just Chemical Guys Ultra Plush towel. I don't know, they all use the same kind of name. So yeah, so I'm just gonna wipe away at this. So you want to keep in mind that this is just a complete compound. This is nothing that is going to remove every scratch. It's really just going to remove a lot of the swirls that you get from improper washing. So it's really going to add to the paint depth and obviously prepare a surface for adding protection and just really make the paint look a lot better and look like it doesn't have a bunch of micro scratches in it. So as the camera is probably picking up, you could see there are still scratches, but it did remove 90% of all the scratches. Again, there's the little ding marks, but you can't really remove those. Those are just permanent from the hail. But you could see the clarity that it gave to the paint. So if you're wanting something that is going to perfect your paint 100%, then this isn't your product. If you want something that's going to make your paint 100%, then you're going to want a multiple step compound polish, all of that. So for something that's a one step, I think this product is great. And we are going to, if I can get the tape, we're going to reveal the 50-50 look with the piece of tape. So you can see the tape does leave behind a little bit of residue on the edges. So you can see just from where the tape was how dull that looks versus right over there here on this side. I did go over a little bit there, but you can see just where that tape is how dull it looks versus the clarity that it shows on this side. So I know that the camera will not probably pick up all of the swirls that are on this side of the paint, but trust me, it really clears up the paint. And on my website, I have a picture of a green Chevy truck. And I'll tell you what, this Griots Garage Complete Compound really cleared that up, and it looks like a brand new truck. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe because there's going to be more videos on the way.